Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk with Antonio. I am your host, Antonio. Oh, my fucking God, honestly, people. We're in the year 2026, 2026. We're in the 21st century. Are we going back to the 20th century? And when I say that, it's because, oh, my fucking shit. This really infuriates me because this guy right now is openly fucking racist. He's not hiding anymore over his disdain towards President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama. And what I'm talking about is on Truth Social, Trump posted a video depicting former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as monkeys. And when I saw that, I swear to you, that really, really, really infuriated me. I mean, are we back in the 1920s? I mean, there's always been racism. The people who say that there is no racism, shut the fuck up. There's always has been racism. And this guy right here just openly made it fucking crystal clear of how he feels about President Obama. Like, are we going back to, like, in terms of, like, Jim Crow? I didn't want to say that, but it feels like we're going back to Jim Crow during the days of Jim Crow. It was how back then the United States of America, how would they describe black people as inhuman with all these racist caricatures of how they look like or what they do. It's like, I don't know. Are we going back to those times? And this is the same dude, Trump. This is the same guy who back in, I believe it was the first term of President Obama or in the middle of first term and then his second term, that this motherfucker right here, Trump, on his Twitter page, all he ever did was tweets nonstop. He never shut the fuck up. He was, like, Donald Trump to me is just like another diarrhea mouth punk who won't shut the fuck up. He'll complain about anything. If anything's like I remember on Twitter one time he said, this is the tweets I do remember vividly are this. He said, and I quote, "Gas prices are high. Fire Obama," unquote. And another one he said, I don't remember the entire thing, but Trump said this, and I quote, If President Obama goes to bomb Iran, they should start filing charges of impeachment, unquote. And this is the same dude, and how can I forget this? This is the same guy who started the whole birther conspiracy of how I was saying that President Obama was not born in the United States, that he was born in Africa. And, I remember one time I took a Lyft or an Uber, and this stupid, clueless driver kept saying that President Obama was born in Kenya. And even though he was an independent, he was a registered independent, he could say, oh, yes, he was born in Kenya. Like, he just said it straight out like that. Straight out that, oh, he was born in Kenya. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And, like when Trump was running for his first term for being president, which is something I don't call him that very often. And when this guy was doing his so-called rally, because like the thing with Trump, though, he makes me laugh most of the time, ladies and gentlemen, is that Trump, all he ever talks about is the size of the rallies. He had a big crowd. He had all this stuff. It's funny that on his rallies, it didn't work when he was trying to run against the first time against President Biden. His rallies did not save him, but yet somehow he lost fair and square, and he kept saying it was all rigged. And he was even trying to call the officials in the state of Georgia to change the votes to find 11,000 votes. This is the same guy right here that he all he ever does is run his mouth. If he does something, oh, it's all right. But if another person does something, oh, it's rigged. Oh, it's not fair. The Democrats are rigging everything. All he ever does is just run his fucking mouth most of the time, like I said before. And his first term, and I remember in the rallies that he was doing, his followers were saying the N-word, like, and he didn't say anything just to shut them up. He just like he enjoyed that shit. And you know, I remember, if my memory serves correctly, I've always thought that Trump has always been jealous of Obama, because why? Because people like the guy. People they flock towards President Obama. You know? And this guy, all he ever does, and you know, it's funny how in right now in the pictures of the White House, they have instead of President Biden, they have him doing that signature, a signature of with an auto pen, and with President Obama, he says that President Obama was the most divisive president in the United States of America. Motherfucker, I would say, motherfucker, I think you're the one who starts dividing America, Trump. Ever since you fucking... And you know, it's funny how racist people right now feel like they're in power right now, because since this guy allows them to be openly racist, people are becoming super racist right now. I remember I saw a video on Instagram. Some fucking stupid racist redneck was saying something to a Latino Hispanic fella. I don't remember what it was, and all of a sudden, this big dude starts punching the living shit out of this motherfucker in front of his kids. And then when he got punched, and they start kicking him in the head, and he just took it. Like right now, we're going back like in the first term of this guy. Like right now, racists are so openly with their racism. I mean, racism has always existed, ladies and gentlemen. But like right now, since this guy is in power, racists are like, oh, I'm going to say, I can be racist because Trump allows me to. I saw another video of this, I don't know if it's in South Carolina or North Carolina, this FedEx driver. Look, I'm not going to, I don't condone what we said. I'm just going to say what this stupid redneck said towards this FedEx driver. This white guy calls him, like I said, I don't condone this. I'm not racist at all. He says that he calls him boy. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he goes back to his car and he gets out his fucking gun. And you know what's funny? It's the majority of these old people they're just the majority. You know, it's funny how the majority of baby boomers voted for this guy. And yet these people, the same baby boomers, think that's okay. They're still living in that time when they were growing up, because his parents were, I'll bet dollars to donuts, their parents were so fucking racist towards minorities. And yet somehow these racist baby boomers think it's okay to act that way in this century, when in reality it's not. And there was another video in Anaheim, I believe, is this fellow who had a American flag with a t-shirt said "fuck ICE," and then this old baby boomer starts saying shit towards some shit towards him, and he gets close to him, and this dude punches him, and he falls down, and he starts like oh, like yelling in pain. And then the dude was like, did I lose my hat? I was like, it's just whenever I see stuff like that, I swear to you, it just really, really, really infuriates me. And like I said before, with these baby boomers, they think it's okay to act that way. They're like reliving back in the days when they were kids with Jim Crow, I believe, like the whole racist thing that happened back then. And like I said, this was before my time though, but I read history books about that. It's just not right, you know. And what right gives this dude to say something and he said it was a joke? And you know, it's funny how even this fucking clueless blonde, clueless fucking twat, because that's what she is. And this is what Caroline Levitt said, and I quote: This is from an internet meme video depicting President Trump as King of the Jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. Please stalk the fake outrage and report it on something today that actually matters to the American public. And now they are backtracking. Nah, we see how y'all really think. This administration thinks they can just lie to our faces yet again. Anyone that falls for their lies is a damn fool. And this clueless twat is a fucking tool. Trump, for once, dude, just... You know what? You know, I've always said this time and time again, people. Trump is jealous of President Obama. But what like, I understand in every tweet or whatever you want to call him on his social page, Truth Media, he doesn't shut the fuck up about President Obama. He doesn't shut the fuck up about President Biden. He doesn't shut the fuck up about the 2020 election. I'm like, motherfucker, dude, just shut up! Be quiet. Just no, be quiet. Shut up! You're fucking president right now, dude, or the quote unquote president. Why are you fucking? And you know, it's funny how this guy raided the offices in Georgia because of the Fulton County, I believe, because of the 2020 elections. I'm like, dude, just shut up with that. You fucking lost in 2020, and the people say and the people saying Trump won, you're just another fucking Kool-Aid drinking idiots. And this guy is just like the king of conspiracy theories who just spread lies and saying that the election was rigged. No, it wasn't. Are you that stupid, Trump? Honestly, are you that fucking stupid? I guess you are fucking stupid, because with your, like, you're acting all senile and you have like a face like if you had a stroke or something like that. And then you keep saying that you're like the least racist person. Are you kidding me? The way that you depicted the Obamas on your video, and then you take it down and you're saying you're the least president and you won't apologize. That's like typical behavior from you. The American people are like, the people who voted for you and they still support you, they're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. And the people who didn't vote for you have always seen the reality of what you are, dude. I've never voted. I never liked you. You are to me a con man. You suck as a businessman. You have sucked at every business venture you have fucking invented. You have sucked being president. You say that you're the best. You like, how fucking dare you to say that if they do an election against President Washington and President Lincoln that you would win in a landslide? I mean, are you that fucking? And also, you want to name some airport in Virginia, I believe it's Dulles International Airport, after you? You think that you are the greatest just because they name a place after you? Are you that dense? Are you that stupid? If they name a building after a president, it's because he did a good job, like President Kennedy, and then they added your name on the Kennedy Center, and now you shut it down for 2 years. Well, you think you're gonna run again in 2028? Are you that stupid? You can't run, but you say that, and that fucking drunk Steve Bannon keeps saying that, oh, he's gonna run for 2028. Again, this guy was in the military, just like Ashley Babbitt. Are you Steve Bannon? Are you that stupid? Are you that? Is the alcohol like rotting your brain, motherfucker? Are you that stupid? Are you that fucking stupid? Trump cannot run for a third term. But you say, oh, we're going to explore loopholes and he's going to run for 2028. That's funny, Bannon. That's very, very funny. And then you're the one saying that there's going to be ice at the voting polls. I mean, are you that kidding? Are you stupid, dude? You know for a fact that undocumented people cannot vote, and yet people who are going to vote are people from this country. Are you that stupid, dude? All of you motherfuckers are just a bunch of shit stirring assholes, Kool-Aid drinking assholes. You know, and you know it's after they took it down, and they spoke to this fuckface orange orangutan cholesterol shitbag. And this is what he said. This happened on February 6, 2026, aboard Air Force One. This is what he said.
A number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things.
And he just admittedly says it's not a mistake. He means that.
I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. And they had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on The Lion King.
Sure, motherfucker.
And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud.
Dude, what the fuck this has to do with voting fraud? You always have to, you can tell he just made that shit up on the spot. This dude right here is just lying through his teeth.
Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it. And probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff on The Lion King. And a lot of people were covered on in different positions. So, but I spoke to Tim Scott. He was great. Tim is a great guy. He understood that 100%.
No, he did not. And you know, there's a part here in the interview. They didn't show this, but like this guy says this, Trump again, like when he said this, I swear, he's just like, he is lying through his teeth. This is the same, I believe it's like the same interview right here. This is what he said.
And by the way, the least racist president
and First Lady.
I didn't see the whole thing. I am, by the way, the least racist president you've had in a long time.
Motherfucker, you are a fucking liar. You are a fucking liar. So, this guy says that he is the least racist president. Okay. I would compare you, Trump, to Calvin Coolidge, who was another racist motherfucker. I would compare you to, let's see, who was another racist fuck that I know of? I don't know. None of them come to my mind, but I would say, oh yeah, Andrew Jackson, because you are so infatuated with President Jackson that you like my nephew told me this one time, since he's also like a historian buff, and he told me that when in school they taught him that President Andrew Jackson was the most lawless president of all time because he did whatever the fuck he wanted, and right now it's like history is repeating itself with this dude. Like he bombed 8 countries. He invaded Venezuela, which was fucking illegal. He took out and brought to this country President Nicolás Maduro, and he's in jail right now here in the United States, and pardons people who are like the worst. He pardoned this president, I don't know from which country in Central America, for drug trafficking. He pardons people, and he says that he does like a lot. He fucking hands pardons like they were fucking candy, you know. And every time I hear this, I'm going to repeat it one more time. Give me 1 second.
Aboard Air Force One's imagery of the
racist president
and First Lady.
I didn't see the whole thing. I am, by the way, the least racist president you've had in a long time.
That's what I think. You're the least racist president, and what the fuck are you doing right now with ICE right now? You're not rounding up criminals, and yet right now you want to deport. You really want to make an example of this 5-year-old kid, Liam Ramos. You really, even though he got released from ICE custody, but you want to deport that kid. He is not a fucking criminal, you know? You're the least racist president. It just really infuriates me that you say that, motherfucker. You're the least racist president, and you're weaponizing ICE. Rounding up, you're not even arresting. Well, I have an idea, dude. Since you want to arrest people who are not of this country, why don't you allow ICE to deport and arrest those South Africaners who came here? who you handed them housing, you handed them green cards and all that stuff to live here. And why? Because they're white. How come you don't want to allow to other people like from Mexico, Central America, South America? You don't want brown people. You're scared of brown people. You know? And then in the video here, he mentions Tim Scott. And you know what? The majority of I'm sorry. I take it back. Not the majority. Some of the GOP break off with the White House because of what happened with President Obama. And the one who started all, he says this dude mentions Tim Scott. He says as Tim Scott opens the floodgates. It says here that this is an article on The Hill. It says here, a notable number of Republican lawmakers broke sharply with the White House on Friday after President Trump posted and later deleted a video on social media that included a clip of former President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama depicted as apes. Republicans have generally been careful about voicing criticism of Trump because they're too chicken shit. That's why. Because Daddy Trump is going to punish them. That's why they don't say shit, because they're fucking dickless cowards. And Friday's episode began with a more typical partisan line, with Democrats quick to condemn the video as racist, because it is fucking racist, you know? But then Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, a close Trump ally and the only black Republican in the Senate, soon joined them, paving the way for others in his party to publicly disavow the post. And this is what Senator Tim Scott said, and I quote, "Praying that it was fake because it is the most racist thing that I've seen out of this White House," Scott said early, unquote, in a post on social platform X. "The president should remove it," unquote. Mike Lawler from New York, one of the only 3 House Republicans district who voted for former Vice President Kamala Harris in 2024, called the video wrong and urged Trump to remove it. And this is what he said, and I quote, "The president's post is wrong and incredibly offensive, whether intentional or a mistake, and should be deleted immediately with an apology offered," unquote, said Lawler, who faces a tough re-election race this year and whose district was recently shifted from lean Republican to toss-up by the nonpartisan Cook Political Report. The White House initially defended the post. It doesn't surprise me, because they're fucking being openly racist about that, you know? Saying it's from a meme related to The Lion King, Liar, in which Trump is depicted as the king of the jungle and the Democrats are the cast of various animals who bow before the lion. Now, I mean, this guy, dude, speaking of that, Trump has posted a lot of videos of him throwing, I think he's like driving an airplane and he's throwing shit on the protesters. He people like the MAGAs are depicting him like if he's like this great war hero, when in reality Trump never even joined the military because he is a dickless coward. And it says here that, quote, and this is what Caroline Leavitt said, and I'm going to repeat the same shit that she fucking said: "Please stop with the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American public," unquote. But by midday Friday, the video was taken down and a White House official told The Hill the post was shared by mistake. Yeah, sure. A White House staffer erroneously made the post. It's been taken down, the White House official said. But by the end of the day, Trump told reporters on Air Force One on his way to Florida that he had seen a portion of the video and then passed it down to a staffer. No, you did not. Everyone knows that you watched it, motherfucker. Because you did. You know? Who should have been more responsible for watching the whole thing? He condemned the racist portion of the meme. Yeah, sure. And I'm Tony Danza. He said, and I quote, "I looked at the first part. It was really about voter fraud and the machines." Oh, God all fucking mighty. He is still on that shit. There was no voter fraud, man. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess you really are senile, Trump. It says how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing. I guess somebody didn't. And they posted, we took it down. But that was voter fraud that nobody talks about. Oh my God. What voter fraud, dude? There is no evidence about that. You keep spewing conspiracy theories about that. There was no evidence of voter fraud, man. Oh, Jesus, man. This is like, you're like a broken record, Trump. You repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again. You're I don't even know where to start, honestly, because whenever I hear about voter fraud, and because of your beliefs of voter fraud, that's why January 6th happened. And you can say, and that's why you gave blanket pardons to all those fucking terrorists right there. And you keep still saying to this day, even when you went to Europe, you kept saying, "Oh, the election 2020 was like, dude, nobody in Europe cares about that. You're the only one bitching and complaining about that. You even raided the offices in Fulton County because of the 2020 election. You even sent that little puppet, Tulsi Gabbard, whatever the fuck her last name is, another fucking wolf in sheep's clothing." It says here that a Trump ally separately told The Hill that the president did not know about the video before it was posted, and that the staffer really let the president down by sharing it from his account. Dude. I've said this once again. You, Trump, and all of your staffers are fucking liars. The American public saw what we saw. We saw everything, you know. It says here that a senior advisor to Representative Byron Donalds, another high-profile black Republican lawmaker who was a front-runner on Florida's gubernatorial race, called the White House about the post and was told that the staffer let the president down. Throughout the afternoon, a growing number of Republican lawmakers came out publicly against the post, a trend undoubtedly made easier by Scott's initial public rebuke of the video, and that the White House own apparent reversal, removed the post, and blaming the staffer for sharing it in the first place. Still, the moment marked a unique episode in Trump's second term, which some of the president's most reliable defenders found themselves publicly condemning a video posted by Trump's own account. Around the same time, the post was taken down. Another two Republican senators and a GOP House member publicly calling the president to do so. Senator Roger Wicker from Mississippi, chairman of the powerful Senate Armed Services Committee, called the video totally unacceptable, said Trump should take it down and apologize. Senator Pete Ricketts from Nebraska slammed the post and criticized the initial defense by the White House. And here's what he said, and I quote, "Even if this was a Lion King meme, a reasonable person sees the racist context to this," unquote. He wrote on a post in X, and I quote, "The White House should do what anyone does when they make a mistake. Remove this and apologize," unquote. Another one, Representative Lick LaLota from New York wrote on X shortly before noon, and I quote, "The president has made tremendous inroads in the black community, and I can't imagine that sharing 1 minute video on the last second of which was unrelated and pretty racist wasn't sloppy screen recording by staff," unquote. I'm sorry. "Deleting the post would help this in the wrong, right this wrong," unquote. Two more other House Republicans who have publicly criticized the president in the past still called on him to apologize after the White House confirmed the post was removed. This is what they said, and I quote, "Racism and hatred have no place in our country ever. They divide our people and weaken the foundations of our democracy," unquote, said Brian Fitzpatrick from the state of Pennsylvania, the second of three GOP lawmakers to win in districts that voted for Harris in 2024. And he says, and I quote, "Whether intentional or careless, this post is a grave failure of judgment and is absolutely unacceptable from anyone, most especially from the President of the United States. A clear and unequivocal apology is owed," unquote. Representative Mike Turner from Ohio said on X, and I quote, "I do not feel the need to respond to every inflammatory statement made by the White House," unquote. However, and I quote, "However, the release of racist images of former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama is offensive, heartbreaking, and unacceptable," unquote. Trump should apologize, Turner added. Several other GOP lawmakers addressed the deleted post Friday afternoon. Senator Susan Collins from Maine, a moderate who faces a tough re-election this year, shared this Scott's post, writing, "Tim is," and I quote, "Tim is right. This was appalling," unquote. And she said more, and I quote, "The post was offensive. I'm glad the White House took it down." Senator Dan Sullivan said from the state of Alaska, who also faces a tough challenge in November, wrote on X, responded to Scott's criticism. Representative French Hill from the state of Arkansas responded to the news that Trump removed the video, saying, and I quote, "I'm glad that the video has been taken down. Racism and dehumanizing rhetoric have no place in our country. Every American deserves to be treated with dignity and respect," unquote. But you know what, though? Trump said that he's not going to apologize. He says, why? And I was speaking to my family about this. And for Trump to say he's not going to apologize, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Trump is well known to be a fucking racist. I mean, he is like your typical baby boomer. The way he describes and his hatred for President Obama, it's never going to end, you know. He hates President Obama so much that he's willing to use racism right now. He's, like I said before at the beginning, he's openly racist about that. And that, to me, right now, in the 21st century, that is fucking unacceptable, people. And like right now, come November on the midterms, we really, really need to fix this mess, you know? Because this is a fucking mess, you know? Because of Trump right now, he does whatever the fuck he wants. All his cronies say, "Yes, Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump." Everyone bows down to Trump. And that's what he likes, people kissing his ass. And the people who don't kiss his ass, he starts calling them names. And then right now, he's even like talking shit to Olympians right now. And the Olympian, I forget the dude's name. He just said that he doesn't like what's going on in the country. And he went on Truth Social to just tear this guy down. Trump represents everything that's wrong in this country in terms of the people who voted for him. They say, "Oh, I'm sorry that I voted for him too fucking late." Right now, the only thing that we can do is go into November, vote in the midterm elections, and see. You know what? I'll bet dollars to donuts, ladies and gentlemen, that the Democrats are gonna fucking win in a landslide in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. That's when things are going to get fucking unreal for Trump. You know, it's just going to get unreal, you know. So that about wraps up for this week's podcast. And it's just sorry. And I just do want to apologize. Oh, I also want to say that if you want to help me out, if you want to donate to my podcast, I could produce more episodes. I have, Buy Me a Coffee. It's buymeacoffee.com. You can find me there. It's in San Antonio. And I posted, you can find my link on my Instagram page. And also, if you want to support me, you can find me on Spotify for Creators, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and also YouTube. And also, like on YouTube, you can find me there. You can find the link. Click the link below and subscribe and like the video. If you want to hear more episodes, I want to say right now, sorry if I got heated. It's just because I just don't accept. I hate fucking racism, especially what's going on in this turmoil right now. Like in this country we're living right now, and like in an atmosphere of despair in terms of everyone is scared. Everyone is just. Well, I know there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. This is all going to pass, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to say thank you all for listening. Have a great evening. And also, today's Sunday, February 8th. Today's the Super Bowl. And let's see, may the best team win. Have a good evening.